What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I am still working on getting to those Itzy requests that I am behind on. Technically not officially behind. These are kind of extra bonuses thrown in on the request. If you aren't familiar with what I'm talking about, check out the intro on the reaction video. But this will be the breakdown video for Rock and Roll from Itzy. This is their most recent title track on their Japanese release, Collector. This will be where I talk about the lyrics. I'll have them pulled up over here so I can follow along, and anything that I see in the video that I want to talk about. Yeah, I think that sets the stage here. Shout out to our buddy Pops Reacts for the request unofficially. Make sure you guys go check his channel out, sub to him. He runs an all request channel. You guys won't be disappointed over there. And yeah, I think that covers everything, so let's get started. We got our lyrics pulled up over here. Let's get started. All right, so we got like this gym here. Nice kick drum coming in. She pulls the gym out, and it's like, as far as the video goes, she pulls out the gym, and it's like this hole in the wall, like the light is shining through. But then the first line, like, we gotta power up. So, and we're gonna see later on that, like, stuff happens, and I'm not sure if that's like powers that they get. I'll try and pay attention to that, or if that's just, yeah, you'll notice when we get there. So there's our gym. Everybody's bringing our girl presents. Is this like... I wish for just a moment that I was a math nerd, just to see if like any of this is really legitimate equations. And also, I think some of it is. This E equals half of, I think it's energy equals 1/2 of mass times volume squared. Anyway, the point is, I was just curious if any of this meant something. And then we also have, like, moon phases and such going on here. So I'll stop it after the chorus. Love the melodic structure there. Okay, so first verse is, we gotta power up, the time we've been waiting for has come. So I mentioned that with like taking the gym. It's almost like taking control of their own destiny. Everything's possible. I let myself go, painting from A to Z. So I mentioned at the end of the reaction video that this gives off like a vibe of like freedom, confidence, high energy. So right now I'm already, now that I'm confirming with the lyrics, I'm getting this freedom element, you know, the everything's possible, I'm letting myself go, painting A to Z. So I'm not being constrained from start to finish. I'm free to, you know, express myself. Bursting with energy. Okay, well, that confirms the high energy part. Also the rock and roll part. So obviously the title of the song is Rock and Roll. When you think about like rock and roll music, you think about, you know, a lot of times it's very high energy. There's usually some form of, you know, important message behind it. It doesn't tend to tell the same depth of a story as, say, an R&B song or a country song, but it still tells a story. And that's not to say that there aren't rock songs that definitely, you know, there are some that definitely do tell deep stories, but it's just not as common. But the theme that connects rock and roll tends to be this high energy, and it gets expressed in different ways. But when someone says, you know, let's rock and roll, you know, like, let's have fun, let's, you know, party, let's be free. And so, you know, we have those central ideas when we hear the words rock and roll, and even when we hear rock music. So that's how we're applying rock and roll. And I was curious how we would take the title and apply it to this song. Okay, we had bursting with energy. I want to stir up this world, a clear blast, a sudden flash. No cliches left. I'll twist them all. So, you know, twisting the cliche is like, basically, I'm gonna get rid of them, basically. Take a chance, got no breaks. So there's that freedom aspect again, not being constrained. No hesitation, tear it down, okay. But also, I want to see where that line came in. Unfortunately, it's in Japanese. I'm realizing as I want to go back. The part where it says, I want to stir up this world, a clear blast, a sudden flash, I wanted to see if that's where Yeji was, like, doing the equations with, you know, the celestial bodies and such. I feel like it probably was, but since it's in Japanese, I'm not going to actually know. So I'm not going to go back and look for it. The pre-chorus, I'll show you how, say bye to boring rules now. So again, we've got that aspect of freedom. We'll do what we want to do, however we feel. More freedom and also confidence. Today comes only once. Carpe diem, seize the day. So let's give it our all and move. Off the wall, 3, 2, 1. And then the chorus, which is such a fantastic chorus. Yeah, we're so rock and roll, break the frames and step right out. So again, we're talking about that freedom. We're breaking out of the constraints. Let's move forward. Yeah, we're so rock and roll, freely dancing on the stage all day, all night. We're so rock and roll, shaking the floor. We're so rock and roll, so rock and roll, so rock and roll. Okay, it's a little repetitive, but it doesn't feel repetitive when they're singing it. Breaking the wall. We're so rock and roll. I can't stop. There's no stopping me. Yeah. Okay, reading it out loud, like I said, it is pretty repetitive, but it didn't feel repetitive when they performed. So I thought that line was interesting. Yeah, sorry, wrong line. Kick away all the obstacles. So obviously, like, get rid of everything that's blocking our path. But if you, like, right when she says the word kick, there's not a kick motion like you might think there would be. But what there is a kick drum in the instrumental, and a close-up shot. Actually, you can see, not in the big video, but the small square where my mouse is hovering, it zooms in on her shoe. And obviously another word for shoes is kicks. She's like surrounded by every article of clothing. See, this is where I was talking about, like, I'm not sure if they have powers or something, because, like, all the people disappear, Ryujin's, like, meditating, but then, like, stuff goes kind of creepy. Then Chaeryeong looks at us kind of creepy, too. Okay, so, kick away all the obstacles. Lightly running, wild and free. Okay, well, in case we haven't hammered home the idea of freedom enough, we literally spell it out here. Endless catharsis. So catharsis is the process of like releasing the pent up emotions. Usually sorrow, pain, stuff like that, but it doesn't have to be negative. It just usually is. Don't care. No one can control me. Grooving with my feelings, feeling my wings unfold, sparks fly, and I'm sparking. Turn up the volume of this voice. So there's, again, obviously that whole verse is freedom, but that last line also speaks to that confidence. Turning up the volume of the voice, like having the confidence and the faith in myself to be me and to put myself out there more. Say goodbye to these tight rules, right? Sorry, the word right isn't there. It's just say goodbye to these tight rules now. We'll do what we gotta do our own way. I'm the main character. The mood keeps rising. Off the wall, 3, 2, 1. So I'm the main character. Obviously, taking control of your own story, doing what you want, having the confidence to be yourself and be able to be free. So I mentioned the high energy aspect, and I think that's being incorporated with the actual music and the delivery. But the main theme of the song, as far as message goes, is confidence and freedom. Leah is so cute right here. And Yeji, our scientist.
Go up and down. Baby, we go left and right. Go left and right.
Okay, so this part right here, in the reaction video, I didn't mention it, but I was thinking it before I knew officially what was being said and that freedom was the message. It looked to me like this wrecking ball was made out of all of the things that they were surrounded by. It's blurry, but you can see like the presents that was were being given to Yuna. You can see the clothes that Leah was wearing or trying on or being surrounded by, whatever. But anyway, this wrecking ball is like, I don't know. You could almost think of it as things that hold them back. I don't know if that's quite accurate, but regardless, once it crashes through the wall, my impression of it, in the reaction video, again, I didn't mention it though, was that this was breaking free of, well, and like in the lyrics earlier where we talk about the frame and, coming out of the frame, like this, breaking the walls down and having, freedom to express yourself outside of that. Yeah, there was the line. Break the frames and step right out. And boom, crown pose. There's our girls. All right, the only thing that was different that I didn't actually read out was that, like where the beat drops. It's not even really a dance break. I mean, I guess it kind of is, but the bridge here was, baby, we go up and down, go up and down. Baby, we go left and right, go left and right. Whatever we wish for, anything can come true. We're rocking now. So, yeah, just really fantastic song. I love their Japanese work. Yeah, I really like Itzy in general, but their Japanese work is on another level for me. I mentioned this in the reaction. And, they're not the only ones either. Groups like Twice doesn't miss at all, ever, actually, but with their Japanese stuff, all of that stuff has been fantastic too. The worst part about these groups who have such amazing music in their Japanese releases, ATEEZ is another one that comes to mind, is that they don't tend to perform those songs in America, or even, as far as I know, it's not, most of those songs aren't even in the Korean set list. Like, it's usually they only perform those songs when they go to Japan, and I don't know why, because it's such good music and no one else gets to hear it. Like, come on, show us. I remember being at the Twice concert last year when they finally, here in LA, they gave us Donut. And that was like, for me, that was great because I love Donut, but also it's not because I'm fat. Uh, it was their first time that I can recall, other than maybe Breakthrough, where they performed a Japanese song. And Itzy, when they come here again, please, I'm begging you, please give us Rock and Roll, give us Ringo, give us Algorithm, give us something. They're all fantastic. Alright, guys, that was Rock and Roll from Itzy on the Collector album, their Japanese release that came out a couple months ago. I hope you guys enjoyed. Shout out to Pops once again. Thank you for the request, my friend. And if you want to get requests done, you can do that in one of two ways. You can subscribe to the Patreon. Shout out to our Patreon subs. Thank you guys for all your support. If you sub over there as a paid subscriber, you get access to things that I can't put here on the channel, and you get guaranteed requests put up every month. If you don't want the Patreon benefits, but you want requests still, there's a link to PayPal in the description of this video and instructions on how to use it, so feel free to check that out. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell to enable your notifications, and yeah, thanks for being here. I'll catch you for the next one. Take care, everybody.